At the time of writing this, Fire Emblem Echoes is coming out in just 12 days. Many people are excited for it. I'm not. First, let me talk about why people are excited for Echoes. One is that it's a new Fire Emblem game. Two is that it's a remake of a Fire Emblem game that never saw a Western release, which means finally Westerners can play the game legally without importing a Famicom and Gaiden to play the fucking game. Three is that unlike Awakening and Fates, which were designed to expand the appeal of the series by adding fan service and an avatar to jerk off every 5 seconds, Echoes is returning the series back to its original identity, where characters are wearing respectable outfits instead of whatever the hell Camellia was wearing in Fates. And the story is actually something we can take seriously. Fire Emblem's always been known for story and gameplay, and while I liked both Awakening and Fates, it's clear that Awakening struggled with both of these things, and Fates struggled with the former. And fuck man, it struggled with the former. Holy shit. I can only guess that this may be because whenever there came a choice between quality or fan service, the latter was chosen to improve sales of the game, and that tends to be the general consensus of other veteran fans as well. So the current concern among veterans is this. If Fire Emblem Echoes sells well, we might get remakes of Thracia 776 and Genealogy of the Holy War, and possibly Fire Emblem The Binding Blade, and the series will continue to retain its original identity and continue being good as fuck. However, if Echoes sells poorly, Intelligent Systems will instead continue trying to replicate Awakening's success and distributing their resources into making the game sell well instead of making the game fucking awesome. My personal prediction is that Echoes isn't going to sell well in the West. And that's not because it lacks the waifus and the avatar unit like in Awakening and Fates. No. I don't believe that new fans of Fire Emblem are as shallow as some veterans seem to think they are. I've met a few of these new fans, and some of them are pretty smart and cool. Some of them are even aware of the bad writing in Fates. There's even some good fan fiction about these new Fire Emblem games. So, I don't think Echoes is going to flop because it took away the fan service and the avatar. I think it's going to flop because it's remaking fucking Fire Emblem Gaiden. One of the shittiest games in the goddamn series. Anyway, most people who like Fire Emblem Gaiden like it because it's so different from the other games in the series, and because it fucking itches their hipster fucking scratchy back thing. That didn't come out the way I intended. But yeah, Fire Emblem Gaiden was super innovative, and that's why people like it. It's way different from the other games in the series. But here's the thing. Innovation does not save a game when some of those innovations take away from the experience, such as how bows work in Gaiden. Bows fucking suck in Gaiden. They're so bad. So, even if all of the innovations were good ideas, the level design of Gaiden sucked ass. Like, Gaiden's map design was so abysmal. Intelligent Systems could have taken this opportunity to fix the shit that made Gaiden kind of a shallow gameplay experience, but instead they stayed way too faithful, and I think that's going to hurt Echoes' sales the most. But here's the thing. Despite the poor sales, I don't think Nintendo's going to see this as a reason to dismiss the older games in the series and ride the Awakening gravy train full force. And I say this mainly because Nintendo, especially as of late, has been breaking away from recycling their games over and over again for the sake of trying new things. Just look at Super Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild. Both of those games are huge deviations from what each of those series has been churning out for the last few years. I mean, if you look at Mario, how many new Super Mario Brothers games has been made? And also Super Mario 3D Land. I mean, just look at those, and they're all the same. And then suddenly, Super Mario Odyssey comes out. And then with Zelda, you've got, you know, all those games have been trying to recreate Ocarina of Time success with Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Skyward Sword. And then suddenly Breath of the Wild kind of says fuck you to all those and does its own thing. So yeah, even if they continue to add avatars and waifus, I personally don't care because I like both of those things, believe it or not. I feel like Fates is evidence that even with all the pandering bullshit, the series can at least still have good gameplay. So all I really need personally is for that to continue, and for the gameplay being good to continue, and for the story to not suck shit anymore. And I'll be totally fine if Fire Emblem continues to go the sellout route, because so long as those two things are good, why the fuck does anybody care about the waifus and Avatar anyway? Like, those don't matter in the grand scheme of things. So there you go. There's my parting thoughts. If you think I'm giving too much credit to the newer Fire Emblem fans because I'm saying no, the games don't sell because of the fucking waifus, you know, I do feel like I'm being a little naive here, but at the same time, I just don't think that people are that fucking simple. I don't think people are just that simple. It's just, there's lots of gray in real life, you know? But hey, whatever. I'm allowed to be wrong. So, anyway, feel free to talk your stupid opinion in the comments. And when Fire Emblem Echoes comes out, I'm definitely going to let's play it. I don't know if I'm going to, like, do it from start to finish, because again, I'm not a big fan of Fire Emblem Gaiden. But hey, the characters look really fucking nice, and it seems they improved the story and added support conversations to add character. And those things, you know, I felt like Gaiden really fucking needed. So, who knows? Maybe that will be enough for me to play the game all the way to completion. But aside from that, what's likely going to happen is I'm going to play Echoes for a bit. I'm going to get tired of it and play it on my own time, just for the hell of completing it, and so I don't have to commentate while I play the game. And then after that, after I quit that, and after I finish Bloodlines, I'm probably going to take a break from doing YouTube videos and announce Ragefest and just kind of lurk in the shadows for about 3 months until Ragefest is ready, you know? Anyway, I think that's all I got to say. I'm interested to see your reactions. Have a good day.